What's up, guys? Today is a special video. As you can see in the title, it's gonna be one of those old school style, raw as hell, straight about the money videos. So before I get into it, first of all, as you can see, I really need to get this fixed up before I'm starting to get ready for the sales, because this looks ridiculous. All right, I don't want to be looking emo like this, so probably gonna make another video of how to do the greatest comeback to fix your hair if you messed it up, or what I could otherwise do is actually go out there and go to a real barber. I hope I don't have to go that route, but I might have to. Having that said, real quick shout out to this thing right here. If you want to not leave your clients' eyes wondering, to parking tickets, then you can have a board like this, which with some good stats and some colors that shows where do homeowners click. All right, this will be a good way to have a little background to my video audit, because before they were staring at my parking ticket. I don't know what kind of signals that sent. Probably not the best one. Anyways, one of you guys reached out to me very recently with a wait, let me move this with a pretty long email, man. Basically saying how am I getting these sales? How did they come in? Seemingly very easily, and basically what am I doing? What kind of techniques I'm using and stuff like that. And overall, is this really like happening? Like, that's what was the main gist of it. Is this really happening? These clients you're getting, are they really paying you month to month, right? You just make the sale once and they just keep paying you every month in that date, like just through PayPal and stuff like that. That's how it's working. And I was like, yeah, like, isn't this what we're trying to do? So anyways, guys, want to make this video to overall show you an entire timeline. I mean, I know I don't make this thing sound easy, because for every video I show success, I know there's 10 other videos where I capture frustration. Anytime I'm frustrated, pacing back and forth in the room, I turn on the cam, okay? So I know there's enough I put out there to show you what are the things the shit I go through, and then when it gets backed up by actual results, you shouldn't be surprised. Having that said, though, I wanted to make this video where just overall recapping everything of what it took to get to a full-time income and a bit more now. So let's get into it. I pulled up my PayPal, and boom, this is what you see, right? 2017 clocked in at $22,000 in total. If you do the math hourly, I think that's pretty much minimum wage, right? And most of it actually came in the end of the year. So I was dying for most of the year of this, right? So yeah, I'll go through it overall, give you guys the highlights. But the point is, obviously it wasn't easy. 2017, it was pretty hard. So I'll go through it and then give you, some overall, I don't know, wisdoms that I come across right now on the top of my head. Better be good, because I can only make these kind of videos, I guess, once a year, right? So, all right, in the beginning, right? This is when I came from my country. January, I was in my country. Yeah, this is when I came back, and oh my God, I was boiling to make a sale. I remember not being able to go to sleep on the plane because of the shit I was just jotting down from Alex Becker's videos, right? This is when I was, in my country, bored, first of all, looking at all his videos and stuff like that, and I was thinking like, holy shit, this is all I have to do. I was talking to one guy already, and I knew that as soon as I came in, this is all I have to show him, and this is how we're gonna get it done. Came back, I promised him in a month I'll rank him for a national term that gets 15,000 searches or something like that. And of course that shit failed. He canceled the very next month. So that was that. Moving forward, there was somebody who was paying me as like a graphic designer, and more than me helping that person, all I was doing for her was like all the information I was learning from Gregory Ortiz and stuff, I was just relaying it onto her as best as I could. And she was taking that and doing what she could, and I was type of being like a consultant, and that didn't work out either. So that was that. Okay, so moving on. Around this part, guys, is if you check out my videos, I guess this is where I put the mark on the cliche entrepreneur story, right? Where I was crawling through broken glass and all that shit is right here, right? It was hard. This part was, I can't lie. This part was fucking hard. I made a list to go to Fordham Road. It's this road here where there's a bunch of stores, and I sold all kinds of shit, right? Like cases of phone cases, like iPhone 6 phone cases I bought years ago with a friend of mine, all kinds of storage shit, old shoes, shit I just had in my house. I was selling that just so I could make the rent. And around this part, one of the months, I made a video. If you remember, a friend of mine, stole all the cash I had. Right. So when the month comes around, as soon as I'm able to make the rent, I start storing every bit of cash I get and that I sell stuff. I store it in a actually like a little jar here, because I pay the cash in rent. I pay the rent in cash, so that's how I store my cash. And he took that and ran away. So that put me in a very bad spot, because that was towards the end of the month, and I was literally just living off credit cards and borrowing money from my roommate. And this is when things was getting really weird, because my roommate was like, "Yo, what's going on? Like, we're 15 days late because of we shared this apartment, right?" So yeah, it was hard. All right. The light in the tunnel for that was when I got that sale, and that sale was what I still mark as a golden sale, that 1850 per month client, because not only did it bring in the money that I could just pay for basic shit like rent and stuff, all that stuff, but it completed everything I was going for, right? The difference between here and here is a guy who's promising 1 month for national terms, and this guy here who's promising 3 to 6 months for a local term. Okay, and I basically understood that, okay, this is a businessman right here who has multiple businesses. My client, this guy's really successful. He has multiple businesses and he has scaled a lot. This guy's making a ton of money, and he went back and forth and he was making a proper decision. I could feel that he is making a calculated decision based on what I've done, what I could show I can do, and boom, that happened. And he's still with me today. He's happy. He's one of my best clients, and it was a big point. It is the breaking point that I look for. I made a video. When I made that reached that full-time income right above, I think like 2,500 or 3 grand. Most of it, what was because of him, right? Is basically, it showed me that yes, there's people out there, clients who believe you enough in this marketing that they're gonna pay you 1850 per month. Period. After that, met my business partner and stuff, and we got a few sales here and there. One of the big ones that we have still now with the happy clients again is the sale in New Jersey, right? So that was that. But since we got that sale, things became stagnant, right? We went to Thailand. There was, a lot of structure change we were doing, not just between our business and stuff like that, but even with me. I was doing some paper call lead generation with another partner. So going back and forth with spending my time there, trying to call people, trying to grow a team sometime between that for content writing, which did not work out. So still at this point, I'm trying to find a service or possibly have somebody who can write the content for me. It's going to probably end up being a VA or whatever. But yeah, so a lot of stuff I'm trying out that's not panning out, and it resulted in being stagnant. Okay, but take it for what it is before I move on to the next slide, okay, which is January this month. So that's what it took, guys, to get to a full-time income. But one thing I will say that I did well, and I'm glad I took it like that. All throughout this shit, I was putting in tons of time and effort learning this, trying to go digging more and more into SEO, right? Even though I was broke and all that shit, I was buying myself time by not, take it for what it is. It's just, all I can share is my experience. If you're going through this time, I would advise just get a job. Get at least 20-hour, 30-hour job that you can get enough income to pay the bills. I didn't, but it had me so much time where I could be digging in every hour of the day to learn this shit. And that panned out. You're looking at a guy right here who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, and a guy here who can rank local. Like by this time I could rank local. Like I did it for a few lead generation sites, and I tried out pay per call. I could get calls. I could bring calls through AdWords, all that shit, and I was confident in my skills. At least that's what pulled through. If I was going broke and everything and just like stressing out and not learning, I would not be able to even reach a full-time income, right? So anyways, so that's that. Now let's move on to one more month forward, okay, and see what happens. So 2017, okay, from January 2017 to, let's see, January this year. Boom. So a big difference. Last month I pulled in 7 grand, right? Now, a lot of that was not money that was for SEO. It was a one-time payment. One-time payment came in for a $1,200 order for content. This guy just what happens a lot of times, I mean, I'll make this point in the next slide because it happened again this month. Okay, so I'll make that point, but basically it was a one-time payment, and it happens because, well, I'll just fuck. Because sometimes when people, you talk to your clients who has tried everything, and then they kind of come to a point where they ask you, why are you special? What is it that you bring to the table that's different from other agencies? And you tell them that, and they think that's all they need. For this guy, he thought it was the content. I told him, like, hey, we have people who write very high quality content for your site that's, niche relevant and for roofing, and people read it, and it's not just, any content out there. It's serving the clients, serving the homeowners who come to your site, and he thought, like, that's all I need. And you order that shit. Of course, I'm like, all right, if you think so, if I'm not going to be able to get you as a client, might as well build a relationship by doing this service. And boom, it was $1,200 content. It took me like 3-4 days to deliver on that. Probably not the best use of your time if you're making over, certain amount, but it was good, got $1,200. The other thing that brought in this money, which I refunded, was the trial. In that whole month of January, all I got confirmation from one client, right? Because it's so hard to sell a $2,500 sale right off the bat. But I got one guy to agree. First month he pays with a paid advertising to show him what I can do, and then next month, it was basically like a the PayPal trial, you can do a trial, and next month he comes out on SEO. But unfortunately, he passed away. But it's very interesting what happened in that month, right? And I pulled this up so you guys can see what a good person I am. But basically, I had to reach back out to them. His wife or whatever this is, his girlfriend, forgot or didn't know that he paid me, right? So I reached out to them, let them know, like, hey, there was a trial. What are we doing with this? And if you guys not gonna continue, then I want to refund the money. So I had to reach back out to them and do this, and that was that. But what's interesting is I told my mom this story, right? I told my mom this thing, like, hey, look, that sale I got, because I was keeping my mom in the loop, because 3 months went by, nothing was progressing. I was like, yeah, I'm trying to move this forward and stuff like that. And once I did get the sale, I'm like, yes, mom, things are moving forward now. I got a sale. And then as soon as they canceled, I was like, never mind, mom. The person passed away. Not canceled, passed away. And I refunded the money. And she told me this, Shibga, you being a kid, working as hard as you are, being able to refund money that you technically didn't have to, what is one client? You're going to get 3 clients next month. And guess what happened? Next month, here we are. 3 clients. Since she said that, I brought in 3 clients, and I was like, fuck, mom, why didn't you say 10? Because sometimes your words come true more than I can, pinpoint with my calculations and scientific research, whatever. So this is where I'm at, guys. $8,800 a month brought in the last 30 days. Again, a lot of it is, not a lot. Few of it is one-time payments here and there, I believe. Some of it is trial, so I don't really count that. For example, to make that point, this guy called me a few days ago and just wanted to rent links. He's been going back and forth with email. I showed him everything. He thinks that he has everything site structured properly done. He did all the citations and stuff like that. One of those clients that are into SEO themselves, right, a bit, or they believe they are, whatever it is. So what he feels is like, all right, so I just want to see I want to just rent some links out, because I told him, like, one of the reasons why we rock at roofing is because we specialize in roofing. I have a network built out just for you guys. And then he was like, all right, so let me rent some links. Let me get some links, and that's all we do. I made the expectations clear, obviously, right? Hey, this is one of the 10 things you'd have to do to get to a point where you're getting calls, but with this, all you can expect is these group of keywords, they're going to make some unnatural upward positive movement, okay, in the next 6 weeks to 2 months. And he's like, okay, hey, you could, that goes to show, like, if the expectations are set properly, you could get clients for $50 a month, $100 a month. But if all it takes is a one button for you to push and no resources out of you, yes, you need resources, but barely anything out of you, and he pays you $200, $300 a month, it's fine, right? Because the expectations are set. All right. What else should I say about this? All right, so that's what that happened there. But yeah, guys, this is where I'm at. I'm making just under 8K a month now with the last 3 sales. As you know, this gap right here is a lot of it is due to and not selling right now, because I'm just bringing systems in process so that the fulfillment can be done seamlessly. And I will get it to seamlessly. I don't know how, like, other people say, how far people go with this, but I realized like that just has to be done, you know. It is a dilemma that I'm going through right now, and I mean, let me just share it. Like, I mean, I should probably share some other stuff with this video. I mean, overall, I should probably be saying certain things like, guys, you can see how this is possible, how this is done. But let's get into the next part, okay? Because that's what I'm facing right now. The thing is this. You can streamline things to a point where it's just like more or less you don't have to alter with it too much, or you can try to streamline it to a point where you really barely have to be there in the fulfillment side, right? That's where I'm trying to get to. That's one of my big goals, because if you can see, one of my biggest things is being able to go to my country once this is done and well, go spend time with my family, all that stuff, with minimal effort on the fulfillment side. I am really okay. I'm okay with that, the fact that my business will only grow, meaning that, okay, if I'm making 8K, it'll only start making 12K, 15K a month once I'm here, I'm making calls, I'm doing that. That's fine. I can be here and I do that, but once I get those clients to maintain 8K, to maintain 12K a month, if I barely have to be there, that's what I would want to go for. Because honestly, after this point, moving forward, there's not too much shit that I'm stressed out about of like how I pay my bills or anything like that. I could technically take it slow. You know, take it for what I say slow. I mean, I'll never take it slow. But you get a point, right? I want to reach that freedom. Okay? And that's not easy, guys. The last 2 weeks when I stopped selling and I'm building these systems, this has been the hardest thing I've ever done, is stopping myself from doing the part that I know brings in more sales and taking a step back and actually building the systems which is going to get me an immense amount of freedom, right? So if you want that shit, better be prepared, because you're going to have to take that time off unless you're a boss and you have been building it throughout the beginning. Okay, so that's that. So that's what I'm going for next, really building those systems. But you know, right now I'm going to take it step at a time, block at a time. All I'm trying to do right now is onboarding completely done. As soon as the client is onboarded and they're ready to get links and all that shit going on, I want that initial part to be done seamlessly. So my assistant is pretty much doing that full time, building step by step process sheets and videos for the VA we're going to hire, and you know, how they're going to go through everything from cleaning out citations, putting out fires that previous SEO companies set out for that company, all that stuff, until it gets to a point where, you know, it's ready and all I have to do is like, all right, this PBN, this anchor text, this PBN, that anchor text, get these links, which I'm fine with. Eventually I want to get to a point where I don't have to do even that, but I'm fine with that, because that barely takes any time. That doesn't take that much time for me. Like, I onboard a client, I can go back to sale the next day once I get to that point, and that's the next goal. All right. All right, guys. Lastly, cut it at a clean 20-minute video. You know, showing this kind of video, there should be some kind of inspiration to it. So let's do that part. And this is something I was thinking about, you know, some time ago. I already had my like celebrations once I got this, so it's hard for me to get those emotions again. I'm super fucking grateful that this is working out. Obviously, my efforts is actually panning out exactly how I thought they should for so long. So yeah. Anyways, having that said, last month I had a friend visit me from Texas, right? It was a buddy of mine from back in high school, and you know, it was really awesome chilling with him and stuff like that. He was only with me for like around an hour or whatever. But one of the conversations we're having is me pushing my agenda that everybody should move into one state, right? Because it's just one of the things I've been wanting. You know, people I went to school with in high school, there's a lot of them are still my friends, and I don't really make too many new friends like that. Most of my friends that I talk to daily, personal life, is people I've known for years. Anyways, I was pushing that agenda, like, you know, when do you think we can go towards a direction where a lot of the people that we went to high school with lives in the same state, man? Because I think that would be dope. And the mark we got to is, you know, he said he wants to get a new job, whatever, he wants to get a certain income. And I was also saying, like, yeah, I can't even make any, you know, movements or anything like that until I get to at least a $7,500 a month, right? That was my mark. And I was saying that, you know, this year coming on, that's what I want to reach. That was last month. Last month I said that, okay? Boom, within a month, 3 sales, and I reached that. You see, the possibility is insane here, right? I mean, we see it all the time, but it's actually true when you put in the work, right? So just wanted to share that with you guys. Like, a month ago, it seemed kind of somewhat fantasy. I mean, not fantasy, but, kind of far away at least. Like, I should be reaching that towards the end of the year or mid-year or something like that. I didn't expect it to reach there within a month, and that's what happened, right? So stay at it, be results driven, fucking, and yeah, let's fucking get this shit, guys.